Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy YouTober day 16. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I very quickly and easily meal plan, and I also have my grocery haul for the week, and also have a couple money saving tips for you guys. Now do keep in mind, I do meal plan and grocery shop and cook for just me. So if you are a single gal or guy out there, I hope this video is helpful. So moving on to step one, we are going to take inventory of our pantry and fridge. Alright, the first thing I usually check is this bottom drawer down here. This is where I keep my refrigerated produce. And then I also check my plant-based milk. So I use the unsweetened almond and the unsweetened vanilla soy milk. Then I of course have to check my potato stash. I also have a butternut squash for a recipe video coming up and some garlic. And I always have to make sure I have a ton of bananas on hand. And then I move into the actual pantry to check all of my pantry items and canned goods. I normally have a pretty good stash. There are weeks where I have to do a little bit of a restock. You'll see that a little bit later with my grocery list. But I like to see what I have so I can kind of start forming meal ideas in my head. I also like to see if I have any quick meal items like the pasta sauce, and I also have some dry pasta, and then like potatoes, more potatoes of course, more sweet potatoes, and then have like instant brown rice that I can eat with soup in case I don't feel like cooking. And then of course I always have to check my oat stash. It's usually pretty well stocked. I don't let myself run out of oats. Alright you guys, so after you have taken inventory of everything that's in your fridge, your pantry, your freezer, you can, if you want to, grab a notepad and actually note down everything you have. If you are cooking for a larger family or just more than one person, that might be helpful. If you have a larger stash and you have a ton of things that you need to use up, especially in your refrigerator, you might want to grab a notepad and write down everything if you want to. I don't really have to do that because again, I'm just meal prepping and grocery shopping for me. So I kind of know things that I check for every single week and what I can kind of do with it with not having to write down every single thing in my pantry. So then the next thing I do is I do kind of like a basic meal plan with just a couple ideas of what I have, and then maybe start to think about what I need to buy to add to it. So for breakfast this week, I had a ton of oats, as you guys saw. So breakfast oatmeal, that's what I have pretty much every single day. Lately I have been craving smoothies a little bit. I do have some frozen fruit in the freezer. I don't think I did a clip of what I had in the freezer, but I have a ton of fruits and vegetables. So smoothies is also an easy option. I can make it and take off for work. For lunch, now for my lunches, the way I like to do things is I make a big batch of something. So I pull a lot of my recipes from High Carb Hannah. I have her Instant Pot book. Absolutely love it. So I make a lot of corn chowder, red lentil chili, regular chili, soups, something like that that's going to stretch me for at least 3 to 4 days, and then I can kind of use like one of my little backup meals or leftovers from a dinner to fill in another day or two for my lunches at work. This keeps me on track. It helps me not to go through a drive-through, and packing my lunch just makes things so much easier. And packing my lunch of course saves me money as well. So it's good on your budget, good on your healthy eating goals as well. And this week I actually found a recipe in the Fall Forks Over Knives magazine, and here it is. So this is what I'm going to be making for lunch this week. It's a crock pot meal, so I can throw everything in the crock pot on Sunday after I grocery shop, and this will at least give me 4 lunches for this coming week. And it's full of vegetables, has 3 cans of beans in it, so you're getting a lot of great plant protein, and then you add some kale at the end, and I'm excited about it because it's finally cool here in Texas, so pulling out the crock pot is one of my favorite things ever. But I came to this recipe because In the refrigerator, I had like onions, carrots, celery. The celery was not looking like it was going to last too much longer. Had just a couple carrots left. I have garlic. I have a ton of the seasonings in here. So I thought it was a great way to use up some of that produce in my refrigerator. Alright, so we have breakfast and lunch taken care of this week. Super simple, and I won't have to buy a ton of ingredients. I'll show you guys my grocery list here in a second. For dinner, I keep dinner very simple. I get off work at 5:30. By the time I come home, change in comfy clothes, I get the dogs settled, feed them, take them out, all that stuff. It's normally like 6:30 before I start dinner. So I keep it very simple, and I try to have quick, easy meals, either already prepared or something I can throw in and have cooked up really quickly. So for dinner this week, I just wrote down a couple ideas based on what I have in my pantry. I can make all of these items without having to buy a single thing. So having a well-stocked pantry is going to save you some money, and it's also easy for meal preps. And it's also, when it comes to meal planning and cooking throughout the week when you're exhausted and you don't want to be in the kitchen for an hour making a new full-blown recipe at 6 p.m. So I had that bag of russet potatoes so I can make some oil-free potato fries. I had a ton of frozen broccoli in the pantry, so I can always just throw that on top of some brown rice. I could always do a veggie stir fry. Again, I have like onion and garlic, I have some carrots, I have frozen broccoli, I have some tofu. I can throw it all in there, add some soy sauce, call it a day. Or I can just keep it even simpler and do a tofu scramble and add in some onion and maybe eat some broccoli on the side, maybe eat it with a piece of toast. Very, very simple. And then for snacks, I usually always go to fresh fruit for snacks. It's just super easy. I can grab it, throw it in my lunchbox, take it to work. And yeah, so that is my like very easy basic meal plan for the week. And I have my one main recipe I'm going to be making for my lunches. So after I kind of have this figured out, I make my grocery list. Alright, here is my grocery list for the week. Very small, very simple. So I kind of just break it up into little sections, kind of the way I walk through the store basically. So I have my produce up here. I need parsnips and kale for the soup recipe. Fruit for snacks. This cabbage slaw mix, I'm actually going to grab a bag of shredded cabbage for the puppy dogs. I'm just trying it out as a new food topper for them to see if they like it. They love lettuce, they love spinach, and I think my brother said his dog loves shredded cabbage, so I wanted to try it to add it into their rotation. Hashtag dog mom. And then for like pantry items, plus my soy milk over here, I need, for the recipe, kidney beans, cannellini beans or navy beans, white northern beans, they're all the same thing. White beans basically, red beans, diced tomatoes, and I follow Jordan Page's rule of buying 3 at a time. So 1 for now, 2 for later, if it's in your budget, and that way you get a really well stock in your pantry so you don't have to go out and buy these like basic pantry items every time you want to make a meal. I normally have a really good stock of beans and things like this, but this just happens to kind of be one of my restock weeks. So yeah, I'm gonna get some beans, diced tomatoes, green beans. These again are for the puppy dogs. They love green beans on their food. And then soy milk is for my oatmeal and smoothies. Down here I just do my frozen food. All I need this week are some frozen blueberries. I have mango, strawberries, and a ton of vegetables already in the freezer. And then anything else that's like a non-food item, I just kind of put together. I always grab the Sunday paper for my dad, and then I needed some floss. So yeah, that is my like super easy basic meal plan and grocery list. So I'm gonna go grocery shopping and I will show you guys what I end up getting. Alright, here is my grocery haul from Walmart this week. So I have my soy milk for my oats and my smoothie. And then for fruit this week, I grabbed some of these Sierra Honey Plums. Never tried them before. They just looked really good and something new to try. And then I grabbed some of these golden kiwis. If you've never had these, they're just like kiwis, but they're yellow inside and they're pretty delicious. Then I grabbed a big bag of organic kale. This is again for my soup recipe, but I can also use it in salads. I can, always steam it up. You can put it in the freezer and add to smoothies as well. And then frozen blueberries. These are my favorite, the Great Value Organic. They're so big and juicy. They're so good. So that's mainly for my oatmeal. Then I got a little bag of parsnips. I've never cooked with parsnips before, so I wanted to give it a try. And this is also for that crock pot soup recipe. Then I got this bag of coleslaw. This is again for the puppies to try. It was also on sale, so there's a win. So we'll see if they like this week. They can sometimes be picky and then sometimes eat everything. So we'll see how that goes. And then moving on to my pantry items. So I needed these white beans, cannellini beans, Great Northern beans for this soup recipe. So I got 1 to use now, 2 to use later so I can start rebuilding my stash. And then for diced tomatoes, this is my favorite, the no salt added with basil, garlic, and oregano. And I needed 2 for the recipe. So I got 2 for now and 2 for later. And you're probably noticing a trend. So here are the kidney beans. Again, for the recipe, I needed 2 cans. So I got 2 for now and 2 for later. So I can start building up my bean inventory again. And then, of course, I just grabbed some green beans, no salt added for the puppy dogs. I normally buy 4 at a time each week, and it lasts all week. So that is my grocery haul this week. I will have the total of the amount I spent on food this week, and I was under budget. My grocery budget every week is $65. Alright you guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and I hope it was helpful. This is just, again, a super easy, basic way to meal plan, grocery shop, and to make sure you're using up what you have so that you can stick to your budget and also stick to your healthy eating goals. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow in my next YouTober video. If you guys have any questions or any video requests, please leave them down below in the comments. If you do something different with your meal planning and have any other tips, please share it with us in the comments. I would love to hear you guys' ideas. And I will see you guys tomorrow in my next YouTober video. I hope you guys are having an amazing week. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Bye guys!